Welcome to Vault of 15, your number one top 15 list maker. Fame brings admiration, fortune, and light. But that same light casts deep shadows. Some of the brightest stars in music, film, and culture were taken far too soon, leaving behind questions, heartbreak, and silence where their voices once were. In this sequel, we revisit those haunting stories. Moments that stopped the world, cut careers short, and turned fame into tragedy. These are 15 more celebrities who met tragic ends. Number 15. Anton Yelchin. Anton Yelchin was one of Hollywood's most quietly brilliant young actors. Best known for his role as Chekhov in Star Trek, he had already built a career defined by talent beyond his years. Off-screen, he was humble and thoughtful, the kind of actor everyone expected to see rise for decades to come. In the early hours of June 19, 2016, Anton left his Los Angeles home, planning to meet friends for rehearsal. When he didn't arrive, they drove to check on him and found his driveway blocked by his Jeep. The car had rolled backward, pinning him against a brick pillar and gate. He was gone before anyone could reach him. Investigators later discovered the vehicle had a known gear shift defect, part of a recall notice Anton had never received. He was only 27, a rising star taken by a quiet, mechanical mistake. Number 14. Corey Monteith. Corey Monteith rose to fame as the heart of Glee, his charm and sincerity winning fans worldwide. Behind the success, he battled addiction from his teenage years, entering rehab more than once in search of stability. On July 13, 2013, while staying at a Vancouver hotel, Corey missed his scheduled checkout. Staff entered the room and found him unresponsive. Toxicology tests confirmed a deadly mix of heroin and alcohol. He was 31. Just months earlier, he had spoken publicly about recovery and hope. His death stunned castmates and fans who had watched his real-life redemption mirror his on-screen story. The show continued, but the absence of its gentle lead left a void that could never be filled. Number 13. Naya Rivera. Naya Rivera, another Glee star, was vibrant, fearless, and deeply devoted to her young son. On July 8, 2020, she rented a small boat on California's Lake Piru for a quiet afternoon together. Hours later, the boat was found drifting, her child asleep on board. Naya was gone. After a massive search, divers located her body 5 days later. Authorities concluded she had used the last of her strength to lift her son back onto the boat before drowning herself. She was 33. Her final act, saving her child, transformed a tragedy into a story of courage that still moves millions. Number 12. Brittany Murphy. Brittany Murphy's laughter lit up every screen she touched, from Clueless to 8 Mile. Yet behind her bubbly persona, she battled exhaustion, stress, and poor health. On December 20th, 2009, she collapsed in her Los Angeles home and was pronounced dead at 32. The coroner ruled pneumonia, anemia, and drug complications, but rumors spread quickly. When her husband died of similar causes just months later, speculation deepened, fueling conspiracy theories that still linger today. Her home, once full of energy and life, became the center of a Hollywood mystery, surrounding an actress who seemed to have everything and suddenly had nothing. Number 11. River Phoenix. River Phoenix was the face of a new Hollywood, raw, intelligent, and unfiltered. By 23, he had already earned an Oscar nomination and was seen as the next great American actor. On Halloween night 1993, he was performing with friends at the Viper Room, a club part owned by Johnny Depp. Shortly after midnight, River stumbled outside, collapsed on the pavement, and never woke again. The cause was a lethal drug mix that overwhelmed his body. Los Angeles stood still. Outside that club, candles and flowers covered the sidewalk, a shrine to the young man who had embodied the promise of an entire generation. Number 10. Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse's voice was thunder wrapped in velvet, powerful, raw, and unforgettable. Behind her sharp wit and signature beehive hair was a woman consumed by fame, heartbreak, and addiction. In July 2011, Amy retreated to her London home after canceling a European tour. Friends and family grew worried when she stopped answering calls. On July 23rd, her bodyguard found her in her bedroom, surrounded by signs of relapse. The coroner ruled death by alcohol poisoning. She was just 27. Her passing placed her among the haunting members of the 27 Club, alongside Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, and Jim Morrison. Artists whose brilliance burned too bright to last. Number 9. Aaliyah. Aaliyah's voice defined the sound of early 2000s R&B. Smooth, futuristic, effortlessly cool. By 22, she had already starred in films, top charts, and inspired millions. On August 25, 2001, after filming a music video in the Bahamas, she and her crew boarded a small plane bound for Miami. Moments after takeoff, the overloaded aircraft struggled to climb and crashed near the runway, bursting into flames. Everyone on board was killed instantly. The world mourned a rising star who had just begun shaping the future of pop and fashion. Her final video, Rock the Boat, premiered posthumously, an eerily serene farewell from an artist frozen in time. Number 8. Anna Nicole Smith. Anna Nicole Smith's life was a modern tragedy of beauty, fame, and loss. A model, actress, and reality star, she captured headlines as much for her glamour as for her personal chaos. In 2006, she lost her 20-year-old son Daniel, suddenly, a blow from which she never recovered. Less than 5 months later, on February 8, 2007, Anna was found unresponsive in a Florida hotel room. The coroner ruled an accidental drug overdose. She was 39. Her death, following years of tabloid scrutiny, revealed the heavy cost of celebrity life lived under constant judgment and loss. Number 7. Avicii. Avicii, born Tim Bergling, redefined electronic music. Hits like Wake Me Up and Levels turned him into a global superstar by his early 20s. But behind the fame, exhaustion and anxiety consumed him. In 2016, he stopped touring, seeking peace after years of relentless travel. 2 years later, on April 20th, 2018, while staying in Oman, he took his own life. His family later said he could not go on any longer. Avicii was 28. His death exposed the darker side of success, a reminder that even those who make the world dance can be battling silence behind the beats. Number 6. Paul Walker. Paul Walker embodied speed and heart, on screen and off. Best known for Fast and Furious, he was attending a charity car event on November 30th, 2013, when he joined a friend for a quick drive in a Porsche Carrera GT. Moments later, the car lost control, striking a light pole before erupting in flames. Both men died instantly. He was 40. Fans around the world gathered at the crash site, leaving flowers, letters, and car keys as tribute. For millions, it felt as though fiction had collided with reality. The film hero lost to the very thing he loved most. Number 5. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's performances carried a rare intensity, a mix of vulnerability and chaos. After filming The Dark Knight, where he embodied the Joker, friends noticed his insomnia worsening. He relied on a dangerous mix of prescription pills to find rest. On January 22, 2008, Heath was found in his New York apartment, the result of an accidental overdose of painkillers and sedatives. He was 28. When The Dark Knight premiered months later, his haunting performance mesmerized audiences and earned him a posthumous Oscar. But behind the applause lingered the weight of loss, a brilliant actor who gave everything to his craft until it consumed him. Number 4. Robin Williams. Robin Williams brought the world to laughter and to tears. From Mrs. Doubtfire to Good Will Hunting, his energy was boundless, his empathy unmatched. Yet beneath the humor, he battled deep depression and the onset of a neurodegenerative disorder. On August 11th, 2014, Robin took his own life in his California home. He was 63. News of his death rippled through the world, silencing a voice that had made millions feel less alone. In the years since, his openness about pain and kindness toward others have come to define him as more than a comedian, but as a reminder that even the brightest smiles can hide invisible battles. We are now moving on to the top 3 of the list. If you have made it this far, please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to Vault of 15. Number 3. Steve Irwin. Steve Irwin, the crocodile hunter, lived every day on the edge between awe and danger. His fearless love for wildlife made him a global icon, a man who wrestled crocodiles with a grin and taught compassion through chaos. On September 4th, 2006, while filming underwater off Australia's coast, Steve approached a stingray to capture footage for a documentary. In a sudden movement, the creature struck, and the barbed tail pierced his chest. Crew members rushed to help, but it was too late. He was 44. His legacy lives on through his family, his conservation work, and the millions he inspired to protect the natural world he loved. Number 2. Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was more than a basketball legend. He was obsession, discipline, and brilliance personified. On January 26, 2020, he boarded a helicopter with his daughter Gianna and the 7 others, bound for a youth tournament. Heavy fog blanketed Calabasas as the aircraft crashed into a hillside, killing everyone aboard. The news froze the world. Fans gathered outside arenas, lighting candles beneath murals of the number 24. Kobe was 41. For many, his drive and dedication embodied the spirit of greatness itself, a reminder that heroes can vanish, but their legacy never fades. Number 1. John Lennon. John Lennon changed the sound of the 20th century. From Beatlemania to his solo career, he preached peace and revolution in equal measure. By 1980, he was living quietly in New York with Yoko Ono, newly returned to music after years of retreat. On December 8th, as he stepped outside his Dakota apartment, a man who had waited there earlier for an autograph approached again, this time with a gun. 4 shots ended Lennon's life instantly. The world fell silent. Vigils erupted in cities across the globe as millions sang "Imagine" through tears. Lennon was 40, a visionary silenced by the madness of obsession, his message of peace echoing louder than ever. We hope you found this episode both powerful and moving. Each of these stories reminds us that behind fame and brilliance are fragile lives, moments of joy, struggle, and loss that connect us all. Thank you for watching and for remembering these stars with us. And as always, truth is in the list.